the primary theme that we've been pointing out is that, the world is not investing nearly in enough capacity to meet the demand that's coming. That we're not so much in a super cycle that's being demand-driven for commodity prices. Rather, we're in something that looks more like a super squeeze, is what we've referred to it as, because we aren't seeing as much investment. We are seeing a lot more supply-side disruptions, and we sort of think about them in three baskets. And one of them is geopolitics, and of course the Russia-Ukraine war was a big impact. That impact has started to fade to some degree, but we're watching what's going on in the Middle East as well. But within that geopolitical basket, I would also think about the fragmentation that's going on in global trade and the commodity markets in particular, and the constraint that offers on the supply side. The second big factor is climate change, and the fact that is disruptive for supply chains and for supply of commodities, particularly the agricultural space, of course. And then the third one is the energy transition itself, where we're not investing in as much large-scale capacity to produce oil, gas and coal, the fossil fuels. Of course we're not. That's the objective of trying to make the energy transition. But in not investing in that new capacity, we are constraining supply at the same time that there is existing demand for those products. So those prices are going to remain elevated. And then, of course, at the same time, there's a big demand call on all the new capacity we've got to build. So it's supporting copper, it's supporting aluminium, it's supporting lithium, it's supporting nickel. And so if you add it all together, I think you can largely frame the story of commodity prices are elevated because the supply side is heavily constrained, not so much like previous super cycles where we were, for example, in the early 2000s when China was a huge source of demand, and that was the really big driver of the big commodities upswing we saw. This time around, it's the supply side that's squeezing, and it has very different implications